Were you ever curious on how a tilting bolt works? I was too. So, this is a Mauser bolt. So you can see that the locking lugs, they aren't square. And this is going to be similar to an AR-15 bolt. They're shaped similarly, and the locking lugs and corresponding locking recesses, they aren't square. So when you push forward, it has a tendency to close and then cam itself forward so it locks into battery. And that's how that works. Very simple design. So, a tilting bolt is more of an older design. Most notably, the SKS, svt40, FNFAL, and then these family of rifles, which is an Egyptian hakim. And I chose this rifle to demonstrate this because it's a lot less busy, so it's easier to demonstrate this. So I'm gonna pull this back slightly, and you're gonna see the bolt drop down into that recess like that. And that's how that bolt locks. That's how this system contains 50,000 psi when you actually fire off this rifle. So I'll kind of show you the bolt design here. So the bolt carrier, oh, this kind of fell out. Okay, there we go. So these rails on here, they're parallel. This bolt carrier is parallel, but you can see the actual bolt here is not. The only part that's flush is right here, right near the locking surface and the bolt face. It protrudes up. So when this actually locks into battery, this drops down ever so slightly because you don't have much room to move in there. It drops down ever so slightly, and that's how it locks into battery. So when you fire off a round and the gas travels back up, there's about a quarter second that this is still locked into battery because, a cartridge will put out 40 to 50,000 psi. So this will stay locked until those chamber pressures go down to a safe level, so that there's a delay in this. So the pressures drop enough so that you can actually open the bolt and you won't have blowback right in your face. But yeah, that's just essentially how this works, and this will work for any tilting bolt. They're very similar. There might be a little nuance here and there through the designs, but for the most part, that's how they work. It's a fairly simple design with not a lot of intricate machining. So another feature of this is you're going to have an out of battery safety. So what that is right here you can see a button. So when you push this down, your trigger is dead. Okay? So even if the bolt is just slightly out of battery like that, it's probably only a mil or two out, your trigger should be dead, which it is. It'll force it into battery. But like this, your trigger is dead. But you push it all the way forward, there you go. So I don't know. I just think that's kind of neat. It's a very simple design that kind of fell by the wayside in recent years. Most guns are either rotating bolt or roller locking with the case of HKs. But it's an old design, but it's fairly reliable, and it's pretty strong too. Like, this is holding back This is holding back 8mm Mauser, and in an svt40 it's holding back 7.62 by 54R, and that is no slouch of a cartridge. Those cartridges are moving, so it's definitely a fairly strong design, and it's fairly reliable as well. So just kind of the concept of it and how it works.